Hey folks, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. 55 degrees there on the screen here in LJ, Georgia, 8:02 in the morning. Josh, you and I both right now are going to have to tighten up. We have to hit that 8 o'clock mark, and I'm going to tell you what happens in here, folks. A little behind the scenes here of FYNTV.com is Josh and I tend to get a subject matter and get to talking. Would you agree, Josh?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, we tend to get a subject matter and get to talking about something, and next thing you know, we're like, whoa, let's go live. All right, tell them, Josh, how they can get in touch with the show. And there you go. There's a phone number, all the social media ways you can follow the show. You can email me. Now, tonight at 5 o'clock, couple quick notes. Tonight at 5 o'clock is Game 1. Game 1, the Fan and Rebels. Did I say earlier Haralson County? Is that it?
Yep, Haralson County.
Haralson County, and they are the Rebels also, okay? They're the Rebels also. Now, I, for one, love a good baseball superstition, so I think you probably must know that this is the same shirt I had on last Friday when they clinched and won the region. I just have to put this out here. This shirt, I like it, but it is the worst. It's not a wrinkle-free. This shirt's a wrinkle disaster. So this morning, I'm trying to recreate every wrinkle in the same place, Josh. I have the same socks on. I have the same boots on. Same jacket. Everything is last Friday. Now, the reason I did that this morning and not before the game, when I go to the game, is because that Friday morning I wore this to the show. You follow me? So anybody that understands baseball understands why I'm replicating every single thing. Right, Josh?
That's right.
Josh gets it.
Yeah.
You get it too. All right, folks. Josh gets it. You get it. The media doesn't get jack. Now, here's what we're going to talk about this morning. And I've been listening to a lot of people, out there. Talk radio host, TV, pundits, what they call themselves, newscasters. And I've been listening to the whole impeachment scenario. And I have a little different take on the impeachment scenario and how they felt it would play out. Because we always knew this would be a coup. This is a coup, okay, a coup. We know it's not over. We know the bottom line is they want to remove the President of the United States from office. We know all of that. We know they're determined not to quit, all right? Now, there's a school of thought, and the window is closing here on the Democrats for one plan. I think they had a plan. The window is closing on it. And it may be because presidential politics starts, oh my God, way earlier. I mean, it is so early than it used to be years ago. Presidential politics never started this early, okay? But in the past. But anyhow, I think the scenario they were trying to go down is much different in the impeachment style as Bill Clinton. Okay, I understand when Bill Clinton was impeached by the House of Representatives. Okay, when he was impeached by the House of Representatives, there was basically only 3 major news networks. There was CNN, and I think Fox just started. And at that time, if you were asked what was the number one reason Bill Clinton was impeached, okay, was the day he looked at the American people and said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Okay? I just can't get my Bill Clinton down. Bill Clinton. I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. I never touched her. And either did my Cuban cigar. No, damn, it's too early for that, right? So anyhow, but that's what you would be led to believe. The fact that there was multiple charges on obstruction of justice that actually did happen with Clinton, you would never know that because the media was his cheerleader at all times. And this is one of the takes that Rush Limbaugh has. This is a take he has on the theory that the impeachment, going ahead with impeachment for Donald Trump, could be a plus for him, okay? But I have a different take on impeachment, and I'm going to go over it in a minute. I'm going to explain it in a different way right after the break because I see it in a different direction than most, okay? And on what the Democrats really thought, may still think they could do, and what they were trying to parallel, okay? And why the media says what they do. All right, how about this? Do you know why they picked Don McGahn out of the entire Mueller report? Do you know why they've picked Don McGahn first? Now, you're going to say it's simple. Do you realize how many people they could pick out of the Mueller report? Why Don McGahn, former White House counsel? We'll get into that in a minute. I just want to highlight, okay, I want to highlight a couple quick things that really show what the media, they don't report anymore. Let me say this, okay? MSNBC, NBC, CBS, ABC, CNN, they do not report news like they once did. Now, I know you're going to say, well, they have been the propaganda deep state media for 30 years, 40. Yes, but there was an attempt. There was, it's like over on Fox News. You got a handful of people that still want to give you accurate, true information. Handful, okay? Not the entire network. So let's say this over on the other networks. They're actually not reporting news anymore. They're not investigating anymore. They report on what other people report because of the way the industry has turned. I mean, MSNBC's reporting is based off newspaper articles. Now they still have they still have reporters in the field. But CNN, MSNBC, ABC, they're reporters, okay? They got legal commentary. They've got people to analyze. They have analysts. They hire former FBI when they need that. Hey, this report came out. Tell us what you. All right. They hire former CIA, former FBI, CIA, NSA. They get everybody and they bring them in after a report has been broken to analyze. But they don't really do the reporting themselves anymore, okay? And what I mean by that is they've got a handful of people on staff that they chase, right? They chase a riot. They sensationalize the border crisis. They chase down a storm, a hurricane. But outside of that, really reporters in these networks do not exist anymore. They just don't. They report on the Washington Post, New York Times, an article broke today in the New Yorker, the Atlantic, whatever. That being said, wouldn't you like to see some serious reporting? Now, give me number 6. What is number 6? Okay, stock market up 145 points. Look at that. Yesterday, 26,656. All right, stock market. All right, where's my other? I thought I had another stock market. Maybe I don't, maybe I do. But anyhow, we might get to that in a minute. Where's my other stock market? All right, but the stock market is up. Totally across the right now, it's through the roof. It's breaking records, okay? Remember, it was just a couple months ago. It went down, and the media was talking about it going down, and because of Trump and the Chinese tariffs, and you remember all the factors because it was going down. But, okay, go to number 13. Trump welcomes Twitter CEO to the White House. All right? MSNBC. And go back to number 12. There's a picture, is his name Jack Dorsey, of President Trump with the Twitter CEO, right? And here's go to number 11. But should be much higher than that if Twitter wasn't playing their political games. No wonder Congress wants to get involved, and they must be more and fairer companies to get out the word. So Trump takes on Twitter yesterday for, supposedly filtering his Twitter feed and not allowing the word to get out, as the president said. Now go to number 10. Trump met with Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey and complained about his follower count. Okay, that's Washington Post. That's the news. Now stay with me. I'm going to end this somewhere. All right? So he met with Jack Dorsey. Right there he is, number 12, in the Oval Office, complaining about his Twitter account. All right? And then we have the stock market. We have quarterly earnings out. I just want to show you this one more time, and we will leave the segment. I had it here a minute ago. We're going to get it. Where's my number 6? Number 6, look at the stock market. Quarterly earnings are up. And you know what? You know whose stock is through the roof? Twitter. Twitter's stock is through the roof. Right? Do you think Jack Dorsey is that his name, the CEO of Twitter, may have been meeting with Trump yesterday? Maybe he expressed a thank you? Do you realize how stale Twitter was before Trump? Do you realize how it had nosedived? And I don't know about stock. It took a nosedive before Trump. People didn't care. Do you know how many, I'm going to say senior citizens, have opened Twitter accounts to learn how to use Twitter? Now always remember, when you watch TV, the commercials will tell you the age group that they're targeting. Because senior citizens right now in this country have the money. They're the ones that have the money. They're the ones spending the money. Do you know how many senior citizens opened a Twitter account, learned how to use Twitter so they could follow the President of the United States? I know what you're going to say. Well, Kim Kardashian has these many followers. And this one, folks, Twitter was all but dead. All but dead. Before the President of the United States sent out his first tweet. It would be basically gone by now. Basically, it would be gone by now, replaced with something else. the newest and brightest and best thing. But the President of the United States has blown Twitter out. If you're Jack Dorsey and the CEO of Twitter, if you could get somebody like myself to say Twitter as many times as I've said it in 7-8 minutes, if you could get MSNBC, CNN to put up this right here, look at this. Give me, Josh, give me the, here just a minute ago. Give me number 11. Today, the president tweeted out, do you know how many times on CNN, Fox News, ABC, CBS, every news channel in America puts this up with the little Tweety bird and the president's tweet at real Donald Trump a day? If I'm Jack Dorsey, I should always pull back. I have said to myself, if the thought crosses my mind that I should not say it, I should have enough self-control to pull back. But it's times like this where I don't have anybody here to help. If I'm Jack Dorsey at Twitter and I'm in the Oval Office, I say, Mr. President, which ass cheek do you want me to kiss? I mean, I'd be kissing this dude's ass. Hey, could you keep tweeting out? Because I am getting free advertisement. Do you realize how many people have opened accounts? Do you know how much free? Because let me tell you something. In the internet world, it is clicks, it's impressions. If we're a small network and we can go show people multi-million clicks on something, and that's what's important to the advertisers. That's what's important out there in the digital age. If I'm Jack Dorsey and I'm in there and I'm thanking this guy for the free advertisement, and every time he tweets out that it's going to show up here, and it did pay off. The president, he never gets a damn positive word. Never. And I use this for an example because this morning, Twitter's earnings are up. Look at it. Look at all the companies, the earnings are up. Twitter being one. You would be hearing about Twitter being in the tank if Donald Trump. Donald Trump could have took Google Talk or whatever it is. And it would be through the roof. Donald Trump actually could have taken, there's so many out there, right, Josh? There's like Google Talk. There's so many out there that are kind of dead in the water, that don't have the Twitter followers, don't have the Facebook. But boy, they would have loved to have Donald J. Trump sign on and start using their platform. But no. The media reports it on this ugly tweet about, hey, I'd have more followers if you didn't, I'd have more followers if, Congress wants to get involved, and they should. Must be more and fairer, and companies to get out the word. But not one. Now, the media is reporting that Twitter's earnings are up. But not one word how that man right there, I would say, made Twitter relevant. Let me ask you a question, Josh, because I got to go to the generation channel here. In your generation, let's say, all right, he's been elected 2 years, 3 years ago, he really started. Wasn't it about 4 years ago that Twitter was just like, who really cared? Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, for the most part.
For the most part.
I never used it much myself.
You never used it. You never used it much yourself, right?
Right.
But since this guy got elected, you've heard more about Twitter than you ever did before.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do with him. And then just more and more people of high profile have started joining since, too.
All right, got it. All right. We're going to leave that alone because I just wanted to highlight that. I know you're waiting out there for the steak. You always like the steak, don't you? You want the sizzle. Well, here is your sizzle, folks. Number 9, Joe Biden with his rocky rollout. Tomorrow, Sleepy Joe will say, I am in the race. Yes, Sleepy Joe will be in the race. Now, I told you this. Here is a Monmouth University poll, number 7. Number 7, you got Joe Biden at 27%. He's down 1. Now, this is the 2020 Democrat presidential nomination. It's only 330 Democrat voters. Only 330 Democrat voters sampled. You look down the bottom corner. Joe's got 27. Crazy Bernie has got 20. And Mayor Pete is at 8. Harris is at 8. So you see the slipping down through there. Francis is way down there. But anyhow, Joe's at the top of that one. All right, 300 sample. Now let's go to the New Hampshire. Let's go to the New Hampshire, and this is the first Democrat primary, right? Senator Bernie Sanders is at 30%. Number 2. Senator Bernie Sanders is at 30%, right? Biden is 18. Now this is the New Hampshire, okay? And this is 241 Democrat voters. Margin of error is plus or minus 6.3 points. That's on the bottom. That's fine print. But Bernie's at 30%. Biden comes in New Hampshire at 18. He's down 4. And look at Mayor Pete in New Hampshire. They have him up 14 at 15%. Now, what did I tell you yesterday or day before yesterday was the difference in Sanders and all the other candidates? Now, Mayor Pete is up 14% in this New Hampshire poll. Why? Is because he had an enormous making of the candidate rollout. They're not done this. They're making this candidate. And that's MSNBC 24 hours a day. CNN's helping, ABC, CBS. They are making this candidate. You cannot get the amount of free, advertisement as Mayor Pete and not be somewhere strong in the Democrat polls because you have no choice because you're seeing the guy 24/7. But Sanders is up 4, okay? Elizabeth Warren's down 2. Kamala's down 6, okay? Corey is holding even there. Booker 3%, no change. But Francis is down 2. The candidate up 4, all on his own, is Bernie Sanders. What did I tell you? Separated Bernie from everybody else here and why his campaign went to the plus side. Fox News Town Hall. He did a Fox News Town Hall in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, which we know Fox staged the town hall. We know all the details on the town hall. That's it. So, Amy Klobuchar, Minnesota, senator from Minnesota. She's not even polling on this in New Hampshire. But guess what? She's already signed on to do a Fox News. Now, Mayor Pete is going after the front runner. He is called, basically, I don't want to quote it because I don't remember exactly what the quote was, but he basically said Bernie Sanders voters were almost equivalent to Trump voters. He's gone after it. Then he had to backstep and kind of clean that comment off. But he's going after Bernie Sanders. Why? Because Sanders is leading at 30%. Where? In New Hampshire. Why? He went on Fox News. Mayor Pete now has signed to do, stay with me, Mayor Pete now has signed to do a Fox News, town hall. But he's not doing it with Brett Baer and Martha McCallum. Who's he doing it with? None other than the Democrat himself, Chris Wallace. Where is he doing it? New Hampshire. So Mayor Pete will be brought to you by Fox News, the Democrat Chris Wallace in New Hampshire. The making of a candidate. Okay. So Joe Biden rolls out today, right? We'll get into that. Let's get into, give me number 27. He's set to announce tomorrow. Is he the Democrats' best hope? Okay. Is he the Democrats' best hope? Is he the guy that can win after the country tries to recover? Stay with me. Tell me if you understand this. Is this the guy that can win the presidency? There are some differences. Is this the guy that can win the presidency as the country is trying to recover after Donald Trump impeachment hearings and resignation? What? I'm going to take a break. Sleepy Joe is out tomorrow. And, you know, if it was anybody else, number 30, if it was anybody else, they would certainly have been indicted. So much like yourself, Hillary, Hillary, if anyone else did what Trump did, they would certainly have been indicted. I have to think that one out, Hillary. Hey, will they go through with impeachment? What is the game plan? And what are they trying to make this look like? Are you catching on? Because they're going to use the memories in the back of your mind is what they're going to do to try to go forward with impeachment. I'll explain after these messages.